Every day in the United States, more than 300 people are involved in some type of gun violence, whether that be suicidal, self-defense, or homicide. And 1/3 of those people involved sadly result in death. I didn't want to start this video off on such a harsh note, but I'm here to cut the shit and get straight to the facts, alright? Black people are 11 times more likely to be victims of firearm homicide than their white counterparts. And since 2020, gun violence has been a leading cause in death in children and teens. And once again, with us black people being 11 times more susceptible to gun violence has been the #1 killer in our children and teenagers since 2006. Now let that sink in. For most of us, New Year's is a time of celebration, resolutions, and putting the past behind you. Turning a new leaf and looking forward to the next chapter in your life. But for the Williams family, New Year's took a whole new meaning when Darrent Williams was gunned down in his limo after a New Year's party in 2007. In this video, I'm here to highlight the life of Darrent Williams, aka D. Will. Let's get to the video. Williams was born September 27, 1982 in Fort Worth, Texas to Rosalind Williams and James Fuller. Growing up on the south side of Fort Worth, D. Will had a childhood like any regular child, hanging with friends outside and playing sports. Williams grew up playing football, and although not the biggest kid, Williams was the perfect example of it's not the size of the dog in the fight, but it's the size of the fight in the dog. His mom has been said saying Williams was always the smallest kid, even in Little League, but he was faster than everybody, and he made up for his lack of size with his heart. Williams attended high school at O.D. Wide in Fort Worth, Texas, where he played the cornerback position and was also a punt returner. As a senior at Wide, Williams was named the 7-4-A defensive MVP after posting 5 picks in his senior season. Williams had offers from TCU, Louisiana Tech, and OSU by the time he graduated. Committing to OSU, Williams would quickly solidify himself as a top defensive back, playing 10 games in his first year, also becoming the starter in the second half of the season. Utilizing his speed and ball hawking ability to show the Big 12 he was going to be a force to be reckoned with for the next 3 years. Williams highlighted his freshman year at OSU was against Baylor, where he recorded 2 picks. And even telling head coach at the time, Les Miles, ahead of the game, that he would be getting a pick before the game even started. Talk about confidence. Now that's true confidence in your game right there. In his sophomore year, Williams was able to play in all 13 games, making an instant impact, recording 53 tackles, 3 picks, and breaking up 13 passes. Williams, like any college player looking to go pro, wanted to progress and improve on his game. And during the offseason, that's what he did. He would train like a madman and would see himself having another amazing year in his junior season, racking up 66 tackles and breaking up 16 passes, also getting 6 picks, which was 3rd in the Big 12 that year. So it's safe to say his trajectory was definitely going in the right direction. Sadly, during Williams' senior year with OSU, Williams would only be able to play in 7 games, missing his last 3 games due to an arm injury. In those 7 games, he would put up 21 tackles, 3 pass breakups, and 2 forced fumbles, along with 1 fumble recovery. When his college career was all said and done, Williams was tied first place in D1 college football for career interception returns. Williams had 11 career interceptions and scored 9 touchdowns on returns. Williams also had 3 punt return touchdowns and 1 missed field goal return touchdown. Now it was time to take his talents and ambitions to the NFL, but before that, Williams would showcase himself at the NFL Combine, clocking in a 4.3440, 16 reps at the 225, and a 6.97 on the 3-cone drill. Those metrics, along with his play style, got him drafted in the 2006 NFL Draft to the Denver Broncos with the 56th pick in the NFL Draft. Of course, this was a great pickup. A ferocious, ball-hawking DB like D. Will, paired up with a solidified legend like Champ Bailey. This was going to be a no-fly zone for any team that faced them, and that's exactly what it turned out to be. Instantly, Broncos took a liking to Darrent Williams and his charisma. Former teammate John Lynch, who's now the GM of the 49ers, said, "There's kind of a general rule in the NFL when you're a rookie, where you just kind of shut up and do your job. In year 2, you can start talking." But Darrent was one of those kids who got away with it, because he came in talking and with such a positive energy and so much fun. That smile, you'll look at him and say, "Come on, rookie," but you couldn't help but crack up. Now, if you work in an environment where seniority is very important, especially an NFL locker room, you would know what Lynch is saying is 100% true. Most NFL rookies come in carrying bags, buying their position group dinner, or just doing some stupid stuff to prove themselves to the rest of the team. But Williams was able to skip past the hazing process and be a leader of the locker room in just his first year as a Bronco. Of course, being a leader ain't all about talk. You gotta back it up on the field as well. And on November 13th, 2005, Williams recorded his first career interception against the Oakland Raiders. The Raiders were driving to score when quarterback Kerry Collins attempted a pass to wide receiver Jerry Porter. Williams jumped the route, intercepted the ball, and took it 82 yards for a touchdown. The Broncos went on to win the game 31-17. Williams established himself as the Broncos' starting cornerback, recording 58 tackles and 2 interceptions. His 9 starts as a cornerback in 2005 were the most for a Broncos rookie at that position since 1975. Sadly, an injury would keep Williams out of the Broncos lineup for the last 3 games of the season. He still managed to be named first-team All-Rookie selection by Pro Football Weekly. During his second year with the Broncos, Williams played in 15 games during the 2006 season, recording 87 tackles, 4 interceptions, and returning 1 for a touchdown. His last game of the 2006 season was a home loss to the San Francisco 49ers. Williams put up 3 tackles and returned 2 punts for 50 yards before leaving the game with a shoulder injury late in the second half. Unfortunately for Williams, this would be his last game that he would play in before his tragic death. Williams was attending a New Year's Eve/birthday party held for Denver Nuggets player Kenyon Martin at a nightclub in Denver. So Williams decided to rent a Hummer limo for the occasion and kick it with some teammates and friends. You know how it goes when you're just kicking it with your boys, you're just looking for some good innocent fun. That's exactly what Williams was looking for. But before Williams pulled up to the event, Willie Clark, a gang affiliate, was seen exchanging words with then teammate Broncos receiver Brandon Marshall and crew. After Marshall's cousin shook up a bottle of Moet champagne and showered everyone in the section, which didn't sit right with some people. Also, which is very understandable. I mean, for most people, the club is where you put on your best fit, you cooling it, you just having fun, and all of a sudden some damn alcohol gets spilled on one of your best fits. I can understand the frustration. But this is right as Williams walks into the club with his crew of friends. Being the person that Williams is, he tries to defuse the situation by introducing himself and telling them everything was cool. But I can only assume with liquor and grown men's ego being involved, that shit didn't work. Because shortly after, club security guards showed up and escorted the 2 men from VIP section. Prosecutors say one of them was Willie Clark, a then 23-year-old gang member who was working his way up the ranks in a dangerous drug conspiracy. Outside the club, another altercation popped off, and I'm not sure if it was because of the champagne incident or not, but I know words and punches were exchanged between the 2 groups. Eventually, Williams gets his friends into the limousine and drives away. A few minutes later, as the limo made its way north of Spear Boulevard, it was hit with a spray of bullets. 2 passengers were shot and injured, and Williams sustained a gunshot to the neck where he fell into Broncos teammate Javon Walker's lap, killing him instantly, and was pronounced dead January 1st, 2007 at 2:10 a.m. Williams was only 24 years old at the time. Now, the Denver police impounded a vehicle in connection with the shooting. The vehicle was registered to Brian Hicks, a 28-year-old Crip gang member. Although Williams is from Carter Park, a neighborhood south of Fort Worth that associates with the Crips, rumors persist that it was a gang-related event because many club goers have attested to seeing Williams along with members of his group showing blood gang signs and verbally representing the Bloods. However, there has not been any concrete evidence that suggests that. Williams' mom has also stated saying Darrent is not affiliated nor has been affiliated with any group that supports violence. D. Will's mom told Denver Post that he had a great smile and a heart of gold. She also added that he just wanted to help people in need, and he did more in his 24 years of life than people that are 50, 60, and even 70 years old. Williams was survived by his 7-year-old son, 4-year-old daughter, and 20-year-old wife, whom all live in Fort Worth, Texas. During the early morning stages of D. Will's death, fans created a memorial on the southern wall of the fountain in front of Investo Field at Mile High Stadium. And later, Javon Walker decided to wear his style in a fro hawk in honor of D. Will. On May 29, 2008, the Darrent Williams Memorial Teen Center was opened at the Denver Broncos branch of Boys and Girls Club of Metro Denver. And to honor his legacy even more, Broncos created the Darrent Williams Good Guy Award in 2007, given annually to the player who exemplifies enthusiasm, honesty, and cooperation while working with the media. On May 30th, 2008, the Rocky Mountain News published a story claiming that it obtained a signed confession letter by Crips gang member Willie Clark, in which he admitted in firing the shot that killed Darrent Williams. Willie Clark was a known gang member around Denver who 3 weeks earlier was involved in the killing of Kalani and Clark. Willie Clark was sentenced to several life sentences exceeding over 1,000 years. So if you ask me, dude got it easy because he easily should have gotten the death sentence. But being from Texas, we definitely would have given his ass the death penalty for sure. I'll put it in post-production if Colorado does give out the death penalty though. As I type in D. Will's name on Facebook and Google, people are still carrying on his legacy, remembering how great of a person and a player he was. And side note as well, Williams' son, Darius Williams, attended Texas A&M Commerce in 2019 and represented his dad by wearing the number 27. I couldn't find any updates on his immediate family, but I had to add that nugget for legacy purposes. But this tragic story is something we can all learn from. A bullet has no name, and when you pull that trigger for an unnecessary reason, just know you're taking a precious life from someone and killing someone's son, father, husband, and taking from them something they'll never get back. I hope everyone watching this can build a legacy and leave a bigger impact than you ever imagined, making sure we all do our part in attempting to leave an imprint on everyone we come into contact with. My name is Liko McKinney, and this was a short story.